Welcome, welcome. This is Rhonda Liebig, and I'm really happy that you are here with me today. I have been in the writing process and really cramming in every minute I can for writing and building the bonuses that are coming along with my book, The Fit Solution, the Flat Diabetic Belly. And it takes 14 days to get there. And what that really means is just the strategies that are going to flatten and work that belly. And today we're going to talk about those strategies because it really is technical and strategic in the way that you want to approach the way you eat, the way that you have your approach with your workouts, and then also with the kind of workout that works for you. And I will not get in that today, but that will be on one of the calls coming up soon. And then also really the mental strategies. You know how we just get in the point where we keep telling ourselves that we can't do it or there's something that's stopping us. Well, I'm going to be giving you strategies throughout the book. And as I'm writing the book, every Tuesday I'm going to be giving new strategies and really sharing with you and what I've been doing. So it'll be a lot of fun. I call it like the pre-launch party. And then you'll be able to see also there's going to be more information and how you can even be part of the pre-launch party, which is going to be, has been a lot of fun. Anyway, this is the weekly Q&A call. It is something that I really hold dear to me and how much fun this really can be. And it just depends on how much energy we're going to have in discussions and people asking questions. But I really want to get to talking about digestion so you can really be aware of how your emotions and your food are really affecting you. So if you're ready to hit the reset button, you're ready to have increased clarity, you're ready to have a moment where you feel like you can take deep breaths and wanting to get results and ridding yourself of the diabetic belly, you are in the right place. A really fun weekly call, and I'm glad that you're here. If you're getting this in recording, I will be catching up with you after because I'll give you links to be able to be part of the pre-launch party and then also of the pre-launch party of the book that's going to be happening at the end of November. Cross my fingers. I'm working hard on getting this book together. And then also you're going to find a way to step into a service that I have that really lines up with the book that I'm launching also. So hang on. Let's get everything going here. So if you're part of the pre-launch party, you're going to be able to be in this special group where you really learn a lot about the strategies that I'm using that are going to be able to that I'm implementing into the book and that you'll be able to really learn quickly in how to make adjustments. So I want you to be part of that group. And so you're going to see the rhondaliebig.com/14-day flat belly pre-launch. So we want you to use that URL and get over there and sign up so you can be part of the party. This week I'm also giving a spot for free for someone to coach with me for 14 days. And it's just part of the bonuses that you're getting if you're in this group. So you're going to be receiving, once you get into this and you give me your main email, you're going to have a list that will give you the top 10 sabotages, and that is going to help you get your mental strategy together so that you can really feel like you can make the clarity, the reasoning on the steps that you need to do to be able to make the right steps to lose and get into that flat belly. Also, you're going to be in the know for releasing, for the release date of the book if you get into this group. Also, you will win 14 days of free coaching with me. So step in there because by Thursday, I'm going to be picking the person that's going to be part of this group. But you're going to learn a lot about the flat belly food plan, flat belly workout, flat belly mental strategies. So be a part of it and have some fun with everybody. You know, all of the stuff that we do every day is dealing with putting one foot in front of the other, and sometimes it comes to the point where we just have our task list or our day-to-day stuff that just tells us where to go and what to do, instead of us really thinking, you know, about what we're doing and how it's affecting us. And sometimes fear is what keeps us in that day-to-day schedule instead of allowing ourselves to open and have new free thoughts and new ways of looking at things. So I thought this was a great quote for today. If you don't know the nature of fear, then you can never be fearless. That's Pema Chodron. If you watch any of the Oprah Sunday shows, Pema was just recently interviewed, and she just inspired me so much. And so I wanted to share a quote from her. But she has so many things that she said during the time she was sitting with Oprah. It was just really wonderful. And why I'm even bring up Oprah and Pema and all these different people that are really on the health crusade. A lot of it has to do with the mental focus and clearing out things that just have not helped us along the way, that have hurt our strategies and our success stories. And so today we're going to focus in, and I'm going to ask you a question in a little bit that will help you start thinking about your mental strategies for your next step so that you can get the flat diabetic belly. Throughout this session, I really want you to stay focused in on what I'm talking about. If it's lunchtime for you, make sure you got your lunch and you're just honed in on this, because you're going to learn a lot. Because again, we're going to talk about the digestion, we're going to talk about stress, and then we're going to go right into some strategies so you actually have some physical things that you can use once you leave me to be able to implement some new stuff into your life and really get your mind focused in on that. Here's the book that I'm working on right now, but this is today I'm really going to focus you in on the isn't that funny? I just noticed this. There's two that say the flat belly workout, but you know what? There's the flat belly mental strategies. That should be this one right here. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. But throughout the book and what I'm building is for the flat belly food formula, flat belly workout, and flat belly mental strategies. That's going to go all right inside the book here. And it's going to help you in 14 days to really stepping into action and get it done. So you're not feeling like every day you're freaked out because maybe your midsection is getting bigger. Maybe things are not working the way that you think they should if you're doing a special diet. This is no diet. This is truly about learning about the foods that really help you along the way. Hello, so this is me and my family, and we spend time out in the ocean. We love it, going to the beach. We love doing stuff every weekend together. During the week, it gets a little crazy. My husband's a CPA, and as you'll find out, my past life, I was a CPA also. I used to be in the corporate world, and here I am. So Jacob and Kirsten, they are the love of our lives, and they are just so much fun and crazy fun. It's all about, life is truly all about having fun. And I was just talking to a client this morning, and I was telling them just how stressed I was, because there's a point where things just start happening in your life that sometimes you just can't get a handle on them. And yesterday, our dog Spencer, he ended up getting sick. He got to the point where he actually fell on his back and had like some kind of episode. And when you love your animals so much, and things like this start happening. He's 14 and a half years old. It just, it's hard to really find your center. Well, today I'm going to really present to you what I had to do this morning to get a reset. I just felt, I don't know if you've ever felt this way, but I felt like there was no ceiling or floor. I just kind of was floating in the air and just not able to get out of that, the noise, the chaos that happens. So I want to share that with you today. So that's going to be our main focus, and it's just something that really I feel very inspired about right now, which I hope you do too, because clearing out the noise is really vital to be able to make changes that are going to happen for the rest of your life, instead of dealing with the yo-yo up and downs of the sugar levels and the diet and all that. Let me just give you some facts, and these facts are based on looking at people that have diabetes that runs in their family, that's pre-diabetic or diabetic. And so if you have this run in your family, but you're not at the point where you feel like you are having any issues, when you go to the doctor and get checked, but I want you to really be aware that type 2 diabetes, with the coaching that I support, is that it's really a lifestyle, that it's not a thing that you get from your family. So what happens is when you are getting sick and you're feeling your sugar levels get really up there and not feeling good, and suddenly you realize that you're pre-diabetic, what happens is that this runs in your family because this is usually, the weaknesses in your body. And this is that you haven't been taking care of yourself, so then you ended up becoming ill because of the choices in the lifestyle. I have a client that is overly stressed all the time, and it's just her personality. And so she has had diabetes just from being overly tired from the stress. And you get adrenal fatigue, and then your body just releasing all the hormones to try and keep the body balanced. It really overworks the pancreas. And the pancreas is what really supports your system in being able to absorb your nutrients, your simple sugars into your system. And so there's all this stuff that happens when you're not taking care of yourself. It doesn't always have to be food. So sometimes it's the food, and we're going to talk about that because the food choices are really important. And before you can really consistently reach for the foods that are going to help you and make you feel better, you have to really have your mental game on. Because have you ever felt really, really bad about something and ate something really, really good? Very seldom does that happen. Usually you're reaching for whatever your comfort food would be. Okay, so 10% of the population has been diagnosed with diabetes type 2. Others have not been diagnosed. So they're saying like 30 million plus people have been diagnosed with diabetes, and that there's people out there that haven't. So if you look to the right here, 10 years to be in the state of a diabetic and not even being aware of it. Because what happens is you get just these certain effects that happen, maybe dry mouth, maybe losing some weight, your midsection getting bigger because your body's just off balance. There's a long list of stuff that happens or can happen when you're pre-diabetic, diabetic, or just not taking care of yourself. And so there's this population out there that just doesn't even know. They don't even know that they're diabetic. So keep that and think about that. Even if your sugar level is below 100, sometimes I start looking at, even if you're 87, 90 in your sugar level, sometimes in your blood sugar, that's a big warning sign there. So start thinking about that. No matter what your doctor is saying, just how your body is feeling overall. That's the big indicator. You don't have to be diagnosed with something to really make these shifts that I'm going to share with you today. Type 2 diabetes is a lifestyle disease and is reversible. So this is what I have been talking about. Reversible if you haven't done a lot of damage, if you haven't done damage to your pancreas or your kidneys, then you can most likely, as you're going through the process, can get off your medicine. So many stories about, the people that have made big, big changes in their life and get off their medicine 100%. So think about that. Diabetes 7 is the leading cause for deaths annually. That's a big, high number. Now, if you're diabetic on the right here, you're going to see that being diabetic, you have double the chance of having a heart attack. So having a heart attack is even up there higher. It's not the 7th. It might be the 2nd or something like that, the leading cause of deaths annually. So you are in a bucket of, people that are struggling with circulation and with having a bigger belly. So let's get into how we're going to get into those steps. What we need to know and what I want to share with you today is that something may be bothering you in your circulation and the way that you are absorbing your food or the way that your body's digesting food. And it may be different than anybody else around you because everybody's digestive tract is really like your thumbprint. And that's why it's so individual. And knowing that kind of opens up your mind to starting to really listen to yourself instead of asking those questions to people. Do you have this or do you have that? It's more about kind of taking it internally and making sure that you feel calm, your system feels balanced, and thinking about that your system that you're dealing with may be something totally different from what somebody else is dealing with. To get your system working and your digestion working And to really get your sugar levels balanced, you have to have all these systems working in line. And the endocrine system is really just the hormonal system that really tells, the pancreas to be able to release stuff so that your body can digest, the simple sugars or the sugars that it digested from the foods that you just ate. If all this system is not working, then you are going to have issues. And every time you eat, the cardiovascular system needs to work, the nervous system, the endocrine system, which again is your hormonal system, and the excretion system. So everything going through the system, the digestive tract, has to work. And when you're not feeling good, these systems can go awry. And so you want to be very careful with how much food you're having that of the foods that are not working for you. Also, your immune system is 70% of around your digestive tract. So when you're digesting food, you want to eat the foods that really balance your body. But what also can happen is that your system can easily become ill by just not digesting your food right. And then if you're not eating the foods or your body's not absorbing it, 70% of the immune system is not being supported, and you're going to find that you are going to be easily sick when somebody else is sick by you. Easy to catch anything. And so the eating is important, but what also comes along with your digestion process is that your stress affects your system crazy bad. And today what we're going to be focusing on is mental strategies and the approach to have a successful day. And so you want to keep yourself balanced. Even when you're high stressed, you want to bring yourself back to thinking about how you're going to keep the good food coming in and how you're going to mentally be able to keep yourself satisfied while you are eating and the foods that you need to really support this immune system. This is where I really want to focus in on how your stress can affect you. So if you're eating and you're on the run, then you're going to find that you're going to have some big issues with your digestion, where you're going to have heartburn, you're going to have where things go through your system really fast, which is the go, go, go personality. Or you're going to gain weight easily if you're feeling melancholy, like you're feeling really stressed and lethargic. Then it's going to really sit in your system for a long time, the foods that you're eating, and then you're going to absorb every single calorie that you ate, and it just becomes really bad if you're one way or the other. It's more of a balance and taking the inhales and exhales, and today we're going to focus in on that. This is more about me and my background, and I want you to feel just at home with me and what I've been doing, and that I've experienced a lot of stress myself with being a CPA. And up here it just talks about that you can actually Google me on the internet and you'll see that I have a CPA number, but it's not active right now. I decided that this was the main direction that I wanted to go. And so my first question for you today, and what I had to do, is what direction are you going with your life? What direction are you going to go that inspires you to be able to live in the healthy lifestyle that you need to, that you want to? That what inspires you about your day-to-day life? What direction are you going to go where you're not feeling good, or where you're going to be at the point where you're going to go the opposite direction and start making these strategic steps? And when I was a CPA working in the corporate office, I got really lost in the stress, and I didn't understand the stress strategies because it wasn't something that I was aware of. A lot of people that I worked around, they were not in the holistic side of anything. We just basically drank a lot of caffeine and just, I'd get to work at 6 in the morning, get home extremely late, had very young kids, and basically was not there for the family at all. And I realized that the direction I had to go was opposite of feeling stressed like this. And so that's the first question, is what direction do you need to go to really adjust to make a good life, healthy, long life? So do you know that this is, if you met me before, the Fit Solution, 4 Steps to Sexy, Successful, Authentic You. This is my first book. It became #1 best-selling author, and I'm really working hard for the next book on my pre-launch for the 14 Days to a Flat Diabetic Belly. So I've already done it once, so we're going to work again to get it up there once I release it in November. Also, I'm a blogger, and you can go into rondaliebig.com/blog, and there you'll find new events that I'm doing, to articles that I'm writing about the top eating myths you probably believe. So that's vital, is that things that you know, are they true? And when you start Googling on the internet, sometimes the information that you get is not the right information. So you just have to be aware of how how everything's being affected when you do the research and you're thinking that you understand. I have this illness, so, or I have these symptoms, so I must have this illness. So out there in the World Wide Web, it's pretty crazy in how it can be confusing. So I want you to really be aware of the choices that you're making and the strategies, and really listening to a coach like me that can help you in making those changes and really teaching you the real stuff, instead of going out there and just looking on Google. Google is good for certain things, but it's not just an information society. Now we're really into, how do you actually enjoy and appreciate the process of the information that you already know. So it's not just informational anymore. I've done media stuff. I've gone to LA to our Gina Rose show, Fox 40. Done a lot of interviews. This Thursday coming up, I have an interview I'm real excited about. And so you definitely want to go onto my events page and check that out, and make sure you're online 4 o'clock this Thursday. So Michaela is one of my case studies. She's going to be in my book, and she has been losing weight like crazy because she's on a momentum now. She came to me needing to lose 100 pounds, and she's already at 45 to 50 pounds of weight loss. But just within 5 months, she lost 19 pounds, 11.25 inches, 6% body fat. And this is all that she's had to connect with. And it's been really hard for her, because if you don't have your mental game on and the motivation, it's hard to have control with portion control, clearing the mental sabotages, working out, and changing food choices. So if one of these things you're doing is right, that can be a success, but it's not going to keep you moving forward unless you can put all those successes together. So she's one of the ladies that was in my my book, and we're going to be having her as a focal point, and another person too, Monica, that you're going to learn a lot about too. But just successes with a flat diabetic belly. Let's talk about what you need to implement now. And I say need, because the more that you can have a handle around what's happening in your life, you have a handle on knowing how your morning's going to start and how you're going to end your day, and how you're going to bring in that stress-free moment or moments, so that you can have a successful day. How are you going to do that? And what I want to lay out a plan for you today is your daily ritual. And I'm going to do it in a way of showing you and sharing you what my daily ritual is. It's going to go pretty quick, because then I want to spend time doing some mental strategies and getting you focused on your daily ritual. And by the time you're done with me today, you're going to be connected with your daily ritual. You're going to be connected with why you need to do it, and why you need to do it to keep yourself balanced. So it'll be a really good remaining time that we have together. So we are at almost a half an hour together, and now I want to really go in, and this is the coaching part of it. And so let's just stay centered in why we're here together, and let's go into the next stage and talk about how to keep the system calm. And the main way that I've seen clients be able to do this is connect with your morning ritual, and letting that stress that you usually have throughout the day from peaks, and there's so many things that happen in our life. Like I said earlier today, at the beginning of our call, is that I've been really stressed about certain things. And so what I'm going to present to you is the strategies that I do to get myself back up after I wallow a few minutes, because we all want to have our space. Want our space to be able to just take those, sad moments and just let it be. but then get ourselves back up. And the way you're going to do it is know how your morning is going to start, and know that it's going to be consistent and going to be a routine, so that you can have the mental clarity, and that you give yourself a moment to breathe, and that you give yourself that space just to do the same thing over and over, which is giving back to your body. And the more that you connect with that and what I'm going to present to you, the more you can bring that stress-free time that you have in the morning throughout your day. It's your mental brain, I call it your brain muscle. And it's practicing that muscle in your brain to go right back into how you felt in the morning. And what really got me thinking about this daily ritual is when I am with a client in the morning and they start their day off, and we really focus in on their centering, and before they leave me, how they've been able to have their transformation, just that, and knowing that you have control over how much stress you're allowing in your body. We have our peaks of stress, and sometimes it's not going to be as good, but the more practice, the more you're going to be able to bring this back. Well, so this is what I do. I'm going to present it to you, and then I'm going to do some coaching along with this. I start my morning with some type of reading. Usually I'll have clients about 6 a.m. So just think about your day and the time that you need to be out the door, kind of back into it. So I wake up usually 4:30 or 5. And the reason why I do that is because it gives me the space before anybody else is up, and be able to allow to do what I need to do, or everything goes awry. It just goes awry. It's not good. Everybody needs mama. So, because I have an 8 and a 10-year-old, so it just goes a little awry here. So Sally Hogshead is the first thing that I pick up. I just got done with her book, and now since I'm writing my book, I'm actually doing my own, instead of reading, I'm doing my own writing, or I'm doing some research. So I know my first half an hour is focused on education. Why you want education is you just want to open up your brain. You want to get outside of what you're already doing. That may be a pattern. The way that you're thinking may not be working, because we just think about life, and that life can get us down. And let's bring it into the other area of how to open up the brain to be able to exercise and expand that mind. When I'm done with that, I go into a mode where I am calm, breathing. I feel really good because I just added something special into my brain of being able to expand. And what I do is I take a minimum of 2 cycles of breaths. And it just depends on the timing, because sometimes I will have plenty of time in the morning, and I started exactly the time I was expecting. You can go into 6 breaths. The breathing is important, because that exhale that we forget to do throughout the day leaves us, and we have to really pretend that we are in our high stress moments, and how are we going to be able to calm it. So you inhale, and you feel even that you physically are rolling your shoulders back, even if you're laying in bed. And this is where I do it when I'm in bed. So you roll your shoulders back, and you lay nice and strong in your bed, where you're not just relaxed now you're really just feeling the energy in your body. And as you exhale, you feel the tension release. So whatever our head does while we sleep, or if we wake up very stressed, this is your moment. This is your moment where you allow yourself the space to not think about anything else except yourself. And you go through, and as you exhale, let it go. As you inhale, feel the energy coming through your body. As I'm done with that, my next stage is nourishing the body, because there's no way that you can physically and mentally focus on anything positive if you're consistently putting foods in your body that aren't good. So I usually have some type of berries. It's going to be a mixed berry or just blueberries, but something that's a high antioxidant. So I go to berries and I make a shake, or I make oatmeal and put berries in there. And you want to think about your fiber, because now we're talking about sugar levels also. It does not matter if you are any in the realm, in the area of diabetes. We're talking pure health here. Anything with the insulin going up has been highly connected to cancer, has been highly connected with hypothyroid, which I'm hypothyroid. There's a lot of things that that our body can just go awry. So your insurance plan, the best is the best that you can do on everything. So we're talking food, that you already calmed your body and you're ready to make those good choices. The next thing I do is reach out to somebody. I have this great picture of Jacob and Kirsten. You know, when they're young, it's so snuggly and easy to hug and squeeze them and love on them. But this is just an example. You really want to find a way to reach out to somebody and make sure that you're making their day. Because we are already trying to figure out our day and we're trying to get into our, our focus so we have high energy. But you know what's going to give you your energy in return is when you reach out to somebody and you make them smile. And that is my daily ritual. There's 4 things, and that is within an hour, I'm done. And I'm ready to work through my day. And as my day goes on and it gets really stressful, I use that mental muscle and go right back to my ritual and do the best I can. Sometimes it's high stress and I don't get as much of a calming sensation from it. But I'm telling you, the more practice you do, the more realistic it is. So what I do, just take a couple steps back. Just think of me as your coach for this moment while you're with me. And truly, the testimonials I've had and the people I've worked with, you just have to kind of play with that mental game, because our brain is crazy and can mess up the way that we think. And you have to keep fighting it and working it and focusing in on it. So this is my daily ritual. And the reason why I've really connected with what my whole discussion is about the life balance, but I really honed in on diabetes just recently because I lost my dad about 9 years ago. And you'll see it's pretty recent that I went through another 9 years without him. And he was so young. He was 57. I wish he was here so I could share these strategies with him. When he passed away, I was not fully wrapped into the holistic world. I was more wrapped in with the CPA world and just working my butt off and not thinking about everything. I always thought of food as more of trying to eat the best I could so that I could lose weight, and it was always connected with weight. And it was connected, another thing I connected with was working out, but I never connected these strategies I'm going to share with you that I do this to this day. But I just have a pain in my heart when I'm doing these sessions, every Tuesday, and you're around, whoever is part of this these discussions. And I'm excited that I can be there to teach you new things and to be able to help you on your journey. But I still just feel that pain of not being able to be there for my dad. And I think as time goes on, this is going to be something that will get easier and easier for me. Because, once you're in the know of just changes that can happen so you can live a happier day, and all the stuff we know about the different sicknesses, what we're doing and that things can still happen. But every day that you live in your wellness plan, you're going to do exactly why you're here. You're going to get the results of the reason why you're exactly here, which is feel skinnier. I should use that flat belly, because I realize people, when I say skinnier, people are like, that doesn't really ring true to me. So I want to bring it back to the flat belly, that you feel like you have more energy, that you bring down that chaos in the mind. Don't allow your subconscious and your past sabotages to deteriorate all the wonderful things that you are doing. I know the thing that I'm fighting with right now is that I have some people in my life that they have illnesses in their family. And so just watching people go through the process. And then also, I want to tell you, just even writing the book and stepping out there and doing something new, it's very painful. You just have to keep reminding yourself the good that you're doing. And I want you to think about that today. And just in my dad's memory too, is, that there's a purpose that we're together today. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Aristotle, just take that with you. If you see what I'm doing, some people think that what I do, that I'm living a life of perfection. You know what it is? It's practice, practice, practice. And this morning when I had a very, very stressful, beginning of my morning, I brought it right back to my practice, which is daily ritual. I want to share this with you just because it's one of those things, we get so stuck on the scale. And along with this daily ritual is going to calm your body, and you're going to find that your belly is going to be able to be more firm and not releasing that stress hormone, the cortisol. So my client, she was dealing with the scale going up, and she was devastated. And I looked at her body, and I was telling her that her overall body composition was looking like she actually lost weight, but the weight in the sense of not the scale, because the scale doesn't always tell us everything. She was actually dealing with high stress weeks at her job. So there were 2 weeks of just real intense stuff, but she was still eating decently good. Not perfect, but it's sometimes hard when you're really, really stressed. And then when we did her measurements, though, she lost 4 inches. Her body fat within a month went down 6%. So let's take that back. What her issue was that she did not eat very well when she first came to see me. And then as she started learning more about her diet, she really shifted and added more fiber to her diet. So that's a good key indicator that you're going to be losing body fat if you really get into honing in balancing your sugar level, which is a direct correlation with the fiber that you're eating. So take that and think about that with the scale. We need to make sure that our kidneys are cleansed. So if you have any kind of puffiness under your eyes, if you feel thirsty quite a bit, if you have kidney stones, if you have things like that that run in your family, I want you to think about the foods that you're eating and how your organs are affected. Kidney is a water organ. And if you don't drink enough water, your kidneys are going to have a struggle, and it's going to change your body into an acidic body. Your pancreas is going to have a hard time, and because you're maybe not eating the right foods, and so it's going to be releasing the hormone all the time, insulin, to be able for your body to absorb the natural sugar. So you have to be careful. Your heart, your circulation, and your heart gets directly affected, and this directly affects your energy and your bloat. Let's go into what your daily ritual will be. And this is the coaching part, and this is the area that I want you to take breaths, stay focused, and let's get right to it. What is your daily ritual going to do for you? What are you looking for? Are you looking for the person on the left, where you are saying, crud, there's so much crud going on in life, I need to find the focus? Are you on the left side, or are you on the right side? Now, you may be on the right side right now. That happens to me quite a bit. You see that her shaking her head? Yeah, I do that too. That's how life is. But I want your daily ritual to connect with the person on your left. So think about your daily ritual and what is happening. If you have no ritual, think about how this is going to affect you. The 1 hour ahead that I do before I even get up and really get myself focused is directly connected with trying to calm my body. Since I'm hypothyroid, think about some symptoms that you're having. It doesn't mean that you're sick right now. It doesn't mean anything except the fact that you're in your wellness program. And where are you going to go? What kind of changes do you need to do? For me, I felt like I had to step into a daily ritual so that my mind could be calm, because I always had some, these insecurities of certain things about myself. And once I started stepping in to the daily ritual, it made me strong. And I've always worked out. So, your whole plan is not just about working out. It truly is about connecting with these 3 components I'm talking about. First coaching question, I'm going to talk you through it and kind of walk around some things. Are you doing a daily ritual right now that is driven for results? So every time that you are doing something, are you doing it for a purpose? Are you doing it for a purpose? I went back to reading some of the excerpts from Sean Acor. I don't know if you have heard of him before, but he is an incredible guy. Teaches at Harvard, and he talks specific about, I just call it like the happiness factor. And he talks about the noise that happens in our brain where we just get wrapped into things. And so you may be doing something, like maybe going on Facebook all the time, maybe watching TV a lot. But think about the strategies. If you really want to accomplish something, what's your daily ritual going to do? Now, your daily ritual is going to be built around this. So if you want to be able to read up on some more things, then you're going to be adding the reading like what I did. If it's just that you want to educate yourself more in certain areas, take the time to read. If it is about stress and you're trying to find the balance, I recommend your daily ritual some type of yoga. It's not a full-blown yoga, but just for your ritual to be the breathing and the inhales and exhales and doing the stretches that really release the tension in your body. If you're dealing with that you're a high-strung person and that you're constipated, because if you're high-strung, sometimes your system will just kind of restrict, and then it's harder for everything to go through your system, and you're finding that's affecting your nutrients, and you're just not feeling like you're fully wrapped into a healthy gut, then that would be your ritual, is to calm your system. So are you doing a ritual, and then what is, you can just say yes or no, and then what is it driven for results? Have everything in your life have a purpose. It'll just feel more involved in something that you're looking for results. And we're always looking for results. We're always going to get something where we're getting results. Number 2, when do you have the most focused energy? Now, this is all wrapped around how you're going to use your morning ritual to get yourself moving through so that you have your energy platform after that, and then you have some energy at your 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 11 o'clock, whatever your highest energy is, and really bounce off of that too, and then keep it going through the whole night. So again, connecting with your morning ritual and what it's going to do for you. So the one that I put together was 1 hour, but you are going to choose. Do you want to kind of do some baby steps to step into it? And that would be your 15 minutes. And then put the time for your ritual. So you're going to write on your paper, what's your ritual? How much time do you need? Now, how much time are you allotting to be getting up earlier? Now, remember, this is going to translate to more energy. So whatever you're doing right now is going to be increased with more energy by adding this daily ritual. You're just going to be more in control. So the ritual for losing the diabetic belly, getting it flat, these notes are looking at the ritual that I put together, going into question 1 about what ritual you want that's driven for results. So the first one was, what's your results that you want? How much time are you going to allot yourself? Put down the time, because now this is the fit strategies that I talk about. This is the way I coach. I want you to be able to look at your schedule and be able to commit that time in that space. Then from there, what are you going to implement? Are you going to be implementing some reading, working out, just the breathing itself, or the stretching? What is it that you're going to be adding? So for me, it was that I have is the reading in the morning or working on my book. So the whole thing about just expanding my brain for the first half an hour. Then I go into the breathing process, eating a great breakfast, then reaching out to somebody. And this is daily. And this is how everything works in the way that you're going to be able to accomplish things. What is that? Write your notes and commit to what you're doing. Now, the strategies we're talking about are going to be part of the book that I was discussing earlier, and it's part of Fit Camp, a 2-week jumpstart, and it's actually like a balancing the blood sugar and resetting it. You're going to have the connection with the workout, the flat belly workout, flat belly focus of mental strategies and the food plan that you need. It's all connected with Fit Camp. Now, if you go to this URL right here, it used to be it actually is -57. Now, once you go there, you're going to see that there's going to even have more detail in there. And the three components that you get in support is you get daily strategy, like sprint exercises to get your mind focused. And you have a menu that's presented to you with recipes and with also your grocery list. And this is where the food comes in. And you also get workouts. So you are going to go to a platform where you have 4 workout videos that I've made. I've been doing this for 16 years. And you're going to focus in on your mental strategies. And you are going to have flat belly. 2 weeks, big commitment to yourself, really focusing on yourself and ready to add excitement into your workout. So looking at things differently. Ready to decrease your aging factor because you're going to rejuvenate the organ, your outside skin, by taking care of the inside. Ready to learn how to eat to increase skinny. Let's bring that down specifically to flat belly. Ready to decrease the stress factor. Once you get your mental strategies together, your stress factor, it starts being more in a calm situation instead of high anxiety all the time. You're ready to learn weight loss tools to keep weight off permanently. Now, the tools that you learn are from strategies, from mental strategies to understanding the food that really affects your face in your aging process, to understanding how it affects your sugar levels and how it is hard to lose weight. The knowledge that you get, you're going to learn how to keep the weight off permanently. And the mental strategies are going to help you do that also. Getting rid of the mental sabotages or being aware of them. Being aware of something is really important. Be ready to learn how to burn fat fast. You know, earlier I was talking about Monica and I was describing how she lost 6% body fat. So you're learning how to do that with day-to-day videos that you get from me that really coach you in. And then you also get live coaching Monday and Wednesday. Monday and Wednesday. And it's at noon Pacific time. And if this sounds like you're ready at this point to jump into it, you can get your spot right before all the holiday crazy parties start happening. So you have your slenderness happening throughout the holidays. Also December 8th, which is in between, strapped in between the holidays. So I invite you in to be part of something that's very special. I want you to sign up if this all sounds great for you. And what I want to leave you with is the stuff that you learned today, just to take one step at a time and know that you have it. You got this. You can handle it. You can take care of it. And especially work with me as a coach. And you're hearing from me every Tuesday. I love that you're on the call or that you're listening to it in video. And that you are really aware that there's ways to be able to make new changes in your life that's going to make big, big changes for physical, for mental, the way that you think about yourself. And then also just, bringing yourself to really losing the weight that you want to lose. So I appreciate you being with me today. You have a fit day. If you have any questions at all, I want you to be able to send me some messages down below in the video. Have a fit day.